sporty out for a little bit. Because I decided to steal Daddy's car from the shop and then realized she's stranded because we bought a trailer. Whoops. Should make my life easier though. What is up, YouTube? I did a thing. So we're at the shop right now. Got a couple of coating jobs I gotta finish up right now. Rode the Evo back because came here after work. After job one, came here, checked in with Dottie, went to go look at trailers. I splurged a little, and we bought one. So 6x12 transport, kind of pricey, but it is what it is. So we got that hitched up on the Volvo for now. I gotta do a little bit of building out on that. Took the Evo here though, so I got to ride a little bit. I think there's rain coming, storm or something soon. But we got a big enclosed trailer, which means I have one more day of, well, one more work day. I'm not getting to any of this, but all sorts of Ford parts that we gotta go through. So more bins of stuff. I'm gonna rearrange upstairs and kind of move some of that. And then basically at some point I will go through and unload all of this. But we're gonna be building a trailer. At least a couple shelving spots for some of these bins. I took the time for this swap to go through and kind of itemize and organize everything. Now I just want it set up where all of the Harley parts can kind of live in one spot. If I need parts, I just go over to the trailer, grab that. So financially expensive, not gonna lie, but time, effort, energy, consolidated parts is also worth a lot of money as well. So trying to justify it in my head. I'm terrible with having a stupid idea pop in my head, and that's pretty much ADD brain. That's all I'm thinking about for that duration, which is why the bikes kind of get done the way they do. This is what I'm working on, this is all I care about, then it's move on to the next one, move on to the next one. So that's where we're at. We will get some coating stuff done, and then maybe we'll have, I'm not gonna do a full trailer build out or anything like that, but we'll go over a ton of those things on all of this stuff. So how we're gonna lay it out, how it's all gonna work. Now this turret's been sitting for a minute, in the way, and I don't have room to get through with the trailer, so we're gonna try and figure this thing out. Not very optimistic. It's been a couple weeks. No, a week at least. Sitting, neglected. A little bit of gas in there. So, key off, choke on. Key on, choke off. Sometimes it's not good when it does that. Wants to go. I'll take that. A little more than the usual free kick start, but sitting for a week, we can have be good. Pull that over to the other side, and then I gotta park the Evo over there, take the car home. Oh, I was hoping 1 gallon of paint would have done the trailer. It did not. So we're just using a paint and primer on there. Just a white Kills generic hardware store version. So we're in the van now. I'm running this back. Not supposed to leave the trailer outside at the shop. I know that, but we just got it. I'm still working on it. It's much easier to be working on that while I'm at the shop. So hopefully landlord's cool with that. let him know at least what's going on. And yeah, back to the hardware store for another gallon of paint and some snacks. And we'll try and get at least the base coat done on the walls first. We'll be doing the floor. It's just generic garage epoxy. They have better ones. I just don't want to spend too much money on it. I'm just trying to somewhat protect the plywood on the bottom. So we'll update you guys once I get back from the store and see how this goes. It's weird. Get a brand new thing and now I'm spending more money. It's terrible. But also, it's the first time I've ever had anything brand new, so I kind of want to set it up nice now. Once you get into it, you'll never get around to it. So we'll be back at the shop in a bit. It's been a while since we've done a phone video, but I forgot the GoPro. I got the trailer up at the shop. And while I was working the day job, sent Dottie to the store. I'm gonna do some epoxy on the floor and white primer on the walls. So we gotta get the walls done tonight. It's a little cold, but get that done tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow we can kind of start on the floor. If we did any videos on this, it's gonna be time-lapse, so I don't think we're gonna do much of that, but brand new thing. This is the first brand new thing that I have owned in, I don't know, since I was ever, actually, in my entire life. This is the only new vehicle that I have ever purchased. Well, not even a vehicle, but new thing that I have ever purchased. 1, it's the shop. 2, we need the space. 3, it's getting logoed up, so we're gonna put Dottie to work. Working on the trim. Hard part first. Rolled the front already. A couple more coats. A little too cold for this, but getting there. Working hard while we were gone.
Alright, why Thursday morning?
Should be. Bring it back in a minute. First day. Got really cold. 1 full gallon of primer on the sidewalls. 1 more tomorrow once it warms up a little bit, but weather's not cooperating, so we're done for the night. Okay, first can is done. Ended up having to get another gallon, but had everything kind of laid out on the rough primer with primer, I guess. Definitely kind of patchy, so I'm going through and finishing this up. We're doing the walls before the floors, so the floors are coming too, but stick around. Pretty boring watching paint dry. So I think that's probably where we're gonna stop tonight because it's getting cold and this paint's not setting up. So tomorrow's supposed to be 60 or 70, so we'll save the rest for tomorrow. And we got lighting and E-track and all the fun stuff. More paint. That's about 3 coats of paint, kills primer, so nothing fancy. Still drying. It's MDF or whatever, composite board, so if you ever painted that, it's not fun. It just keeps absorbing, but I am good with that for now. This is more than I anticipated doing from the get-go. We were supposed to drop this off and unload that trailer. And instead, only brand new once, so we're gonna go through and get all this laid out. So paint is done. I'm gonna pull up the tape on the floors, and then I think I'm gonna let this dry for the night, and then hopefully Saturday I can epoxy. I'd like to do it tomorrow, but I don't know what the weather is gonna be like. If it's not raining, we'll do it tomorrow. If it is, this will go on pause until Saturday. And then maybe I'll spend tomorrow working on the softail that I forgot about, because this is new and exciting. So much brighter in there. Just adding this. So I think I got some lights on the mill today too. We'll get those mounted, not wired, but at least mounted. Day 1 I have in the trailer. started on the walls first. Decided I'm gonna do everything nice since it's the first new thing I've owned. Went through a gallon of primer. One more tomorrow. Should be good. This is the lights that showed up, so this is what we got. We got 8 of them. Comes with a 3M adhesive, but we're gonna clip mount these because this is gonna be going down the road and I don't know how well those are gonna hold up. Especially with how hot these roofs get. I don't think we're insulating anything in the roof. Not that I know of, at least, because we're not really planning on camping out of this thing. At least at this juncture. Maybe later on in the summer we'll kind of see how it goes. If we want to travel farther and bring a bike, we might do that. But for now, I'm gonna get a couple of these mounted up. Alright, so these lights came with some little clips and some really crappy screws. That didn't work as well as I wanted to. Kept slipping, they were too small and they're not meant for metal, so tried one, didn't work. So I grabbed some 3/4 sheet metal screws that I got on the shelf up here. Anchored these in, and they slide in. I'll show you here real quick, but it grabs pretty tight, especially with that bolt in there. It actually puts a little more tension on the clip. So 3/4 up into the roof. And I'm gonna stagger these as well. So instead of having a straight line, it'll be here, one over here, tripping on my box of screws, one there. I'm not sure, we're not doing every stud. I might add one to the front because I think we might be doing a short little shelf up front too. But we'll get a couple of these laid out. The camera died, so we're back on the phone. Walls are painted, still drying, pulled the tape, and got the lights hooked up. So I think we're doing a little mini bench in this front nose section, real small one, but center light there, and then I just kind of alternated them here. I had 8 of them, so doubled them up in the middle, because that's going to be like the most light projected all the way back, and then it kind of wasn't a perfect match side for side, but especially trying to keep that first one, but there's going to be no shortage of light in here. These little LED ones, so we'll run all of the left bank on one and then all of the right on the other. Just gotta pigtail all of those together and run them down to a switch. If I can, I might run the stock light switch to here and then tap this into there so it's one switch on all of them. Or maybe I'll put in a second one. Haven't really decided yet, but whatever footage showed up on the GoPro you got. And then it died, so that's gonna wrap this one up for today, and then we'll save the floors for this weekend. Supposed to be working on the trailer today. Weather's not cooperating. Now, it's an enclosed trailer, so that shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it's brand new. Plywood's in great shape. We just finished painting the walls. I need to epoxy the floors. The issue is, my other crappy small trailer that I've been using for years, not knocking it, it's smaller, there's not enough space. All the Harley parts that we loaded up for the last swap meet are sitting on that trailer, and that's in the shop. I can't have 2 trailers outside of my shop. I can't have 1 trailer outside of my shop. So thank you, landlord, for not yelling at me thus far. 'Tis what it is. I'm in the middle of rebuilding a brand new one. Give me another day or 2 and hopefully everything should be fine. So weather didn't help. Dogs are outside playing in the mud. And we're back home and I'm waiting on parts and all sorts of other things. So all the E-track stuff showed up. I got 4 8-foot sections that will be going into the trailer. That's going to be the floor mount stuff, and then a bunch, I don't remember, it's 4 or 6 or maybe 8 of the 5-foot sections. These are going to go on the walls, and then a bunch of the clamps and miscellaneous E-track stuff. Never had an enclosed trailer, so this is all new. Just trying to make it the most versatile for what we do. We have the van, we have the little trailer, we've used the little trailer to travel. I went down to that Tennessee motorcycle revival and the girls were in the car They pulled the small trailer that's currently sitting on the, well, what's currently holding all the parts, I guess. They pulled that down there with the pop-up tent and a bunch of camping gear and stuff. Honestly, we were just trying to fill the trailer in case I broke down, because I had the oldest bike when we rode the 79 Super Glide down there. We had no issues. We didn't need a trailer. Drove through tornadoes and twisters. Well, we didn't drive through a tornado. We missed it by about 8 minutes. But the aftermath of crazy weather, we were okay. So we didn't end up using it. It's a smaller trailer. It's easier to pull with a truck. This one's a little bit bigger, but Dottie and I are talking about trying to travel a little bit more, so it makes sense to have an enclosed one, and I'm trying to get it set up where we can build it out for easier camping. We have a bunch of vintage vehicles. I trust all of them. I will ride all of them. We take the van all over. That's my go-to. Traveling, camping, things like that. It would be hard going back to bike camping now that I've been so spoiled with that. The truck runs like a top. It's loud. It's obnoxious. And it's, you know, headers and glass packs. Isn't the most comfortable thing for long haul traveling. I'm not planning on trailering a bunch of bikes. I like riding these old turds as far as possible. But the older we get, the shorter that window is, and trying to get something set up, like, I'm honestly considering putting an AC unit. We have one that we bring with us camping for the van. Works great. But now we have a trailer. We can drive down in comfort in her car and pull the trailer with a bike and set up like a little camper-ish trailer and leave the dogs in the car, or in the trailer rather, with the AC unit going if we're doing any camping stuff, or we got shore power and all that other. The options are endless. The also doesn't help it's the first new thing I've had, so we're kind of all over the place with that. Anyways, Softail. I gotta get this done. We are so close. We're still exactly where I've left it last time. I gotta put a brake light switch in, gas tank, and clutch lever assembly dealio. I don't know what we're doing with the ignition. I haven't popped this cover off. I don't know what's underneath here yet, but it's coming. There's a chance I might be back out here a little bit later tonight messing around with this since the weather's not working on the trailer, or I can edit a bunch of videos. So I don't know what's coming after this, but quick little update for you. Lots of things happening. Lots of trailer stuff happening. This is the first new thing that I've had. Yes, I overpaid. I paid, I don't even want to say, but I paid way more for this than I have most of the motorcycles and vehicles. Probably two. Pick any two. That's what I paid for the trailer. Pick two of my running, riding vehicles now. That's what I paid for the trailer. But it's brand new, and I'm trying to set it up where it will last us indefinitely-ish until we outgrow it, which we already have, because I need a bigger one to pull the Falcon. It is what it is. Trying to explain it and justify it in my head. Hopefully that transposes to you guys. If you got any suggestions or build out things for hauling crusty old choppers farther distances, shout them out. I appreciate feedback and all the other things. I'm not doing an in-depth trailer video. I'm trying to condense it into one, so it's going to be one longer video, off kilter from what we're usually doing. And for anybody waiting on this Super Glide for me to rip into the motor, I was so optimistic about getting that done. Let's be honest, with the Softail getting redone and refinished, I got a ton of time off coming up here soon. I think we're going to get this turnkey run riding, and it's probably going to end up going more Sportster again. Only because I have that frame sitting there. I have the free time, and this runs. So I keep going back and forth, and I apologize if you are waiting for this. We will 100% be getting back to the Super Glide, but I threw a wrench in the gears with the trailer build, and running. The next one on the list, outside of the Softail, is going to be getting that chopper back to the shop, re-weld the exhaust mount, because that runs and rides fine, it's just structural stuff. So we're going to re-weld the mount on the chopper, The bagger will fire right up, I guarantee it. Super Glide will fire right up, I guarantee it. And this. So get this done, dialed, fix the chopper. Then I have Softail, Super Glide, shovelhead chopper, hand shift, jockey shift, whatever you want to call it, FLH, and the Evo Sporty, which is really falling lower down on the list. And seems like a good way to recoup some money, so that might be coming up for sale here too. I was excited about the Evo Sporty until this showed up. So that's where we're at. Quick little oddball update. Oh, and we have the Grelly too, but that's a test and tune that's not really practical for testing and tuning. But it runs, and then we're waiting on some vinyl stuff and little doodads for this and for the trailer. So that's kind of where we're at. Hopefully tomorrow I will add in the epoxy floor part. All the walls are done. The lights are run, or lights are mounted. We have electrical, so I got to run a ton of wires, and then I bought a small little motorcycle size deep cell battery that will go into the trailer, and then it's just a matter of figuring out if I want to switch them to the one that plugs into the car or keep them as 2 separate circuits. As of right now, I'm leaning towards 2 circuits. It makes a little more sense since it's storing all of the important chopper parts that I need. Everything's organized in bins, everything's got labels on it, and we'll keep expanding that part. But if we want to jump in it and use that one to travel and camp and do whatever else, I'd like to try and get it set up enough where we can have a nice, comfortable getaway, because we got 2 dogs, and Dottie's parents, my parents, are dog sitters. Will not take both, ever. So we got to separate them anyway. I'm trying to get it set up where we have a nice little camp out spot, and both of them can come with us. Make a nice little trailer park for them, if you will. And we can rip around for a couple hours, go out to dinner, come back. Not gonna neglect them or leave them in the car ever, because they take first priority and ruin our lives. But that's kind of where we're at with this thing. So, extra update. Maybe we'll make it back out here and try and finish this for the probably hour and a half of work we have left. Catch you on the next one.